Indian Constitution Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thoughts, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. Part 1 of Indian Constitution, the Union and its territory. Article 1 to 14. Article 1, name and territory of the Union. Article 2, admission or establishment of new states. Article 3, formation of new states and alteration of areas, boundaries, or name of existing states. Article 4, laws made under Article 2 and 3 provide for the amendment of the first and fourth schedule and supplemental, incidental, and consequential matters. Part 2 of Indian Constitution, Citizenship, Article 5 to 11. Article 5, citizenships at the commencement of the Constitution. Article 6, rights of citizenships of certain persons who have migrated to India from Pakistan. Article 7, rights of citizenships of certain migrants to Pakistan. Article 8, rights of citizenships of certain persons of Indian origin residing outside India. Article 9, persons voluntarily acquiring citizenships of a foreign state not to be citizens. Article 10, continuance of the rights of citizenship. Article 11, Parliament to regulate the right of citizenship by law. Part 3 of Indian Constitution, Fundamental Rights. Article 12 to 35. General Article 12 to 35. Article 12, definition. Article 13, laws in consistence with or in derogations of the fundamental rights. Article 14 to 18, right to equality. Article 14, equality before law. Article 15, prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Article 16, equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. Article 17, abolition of untouchability. Article 18, abolition of titles. Right to freedom, Article 19 to 22. Article 19, protection of certain rights regarding freedom of speech, etc. Article 20, protection in respect of convictions for offences. Article 21, protection of life and personal liberty. Article 21A, right to education. Article 22, protection against arrest and detention in certain cases. Right against exploitations. Article 23 to 24. Article 23, prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. Article 24, prohibition of employment of children in factories, etc. Right to freedom of religion. Article 25 to 28. Article 25, freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation of religion. Article 26, freedom to manage religious affairs. Article 27, freedom as to payment of taxes for promotion of any particular religion. Article 28, freedom as to attendance the religious instructions or religious worship in certain educational institution. Cultural and educational rights. Article 29 to 30. Article 29, protection of interest of minorities. Article 30, right of minority to establish and administer educational institutions. Saving of certain laws. Article 31A to 31C. 31A, saving of laws providing for acquisitions of estates, etc. Article 31B, validation of certain acts and regulation. Article 31C, savings of laws giving effect to certain directive principles. Right to constitutional remedies. Article 32 to 35. 32 article, remedies for enforcement of rights conferred by this Parliament. Article 33, power of Parliament to modify the rights conferred by this part in their application to forces, etc. Article 34, restrictions on rights conferred by the part while martial law in force in any case. Article 35, legislations to give effect to the provisions of this part. Now, Part 4th of Indian Constitution, Directive Principles of State Policy, Article 36 to 51. Article 36, Definition. Article 37, Applications of the principles contained in this part. Article 38, State to secure a social order for the promotion of welfare of the people. Article 39, certain principles of policy to be followed by the state. Article 39A, equal justice and free legal aid. Article 40, organization of village panchayats. Article 41, right to work, to education and to public assistance in certain cases. Article 42, provision for just and human conditions of work and maternity relief. Article 43, living wages etc. for workers. Article 43A, participation of workers in management of industries. Article 43B, promotion of cooperative societies. 44 article, uniform civil code for the citizen. Article 45, provision for early childhood care and education to children before the age of 6 years. Article 46, promotion of educational and economic interest of scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and other weaker sections. Article 47, duty of the state to raise the level of nutrition and the standards of living and to improve public health. Article 48, organizations of agriculture and animal husbandry. Article 48A, protection and improvement of environment and safeguarding of forest and wildlife. Article 49, protection of monuments and places and objects of national importance. Article 50, separation of judiciary from executive. Article 51, promotion of international peace and security. Now next part, Article 4A, fundamental duties. Article 51A. Article 51A, fundamental duty, it shall be the duty of every citizen of India. A, to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. B, to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. C, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. D, to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. E, to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood amongst the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic and regional or sectional diversities, to re-announce practices degradatory to the dignity of woman. F, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. G, to protect and improve the natural environment including forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. H, to develop the scientific temper, humanism and the spirit of inquiry and reform. I, to safeguard public property and to abjure violence. J, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collectively activity, so that the nation consistently rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievements. K, who is a parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education to his child as the case may be varied between the age of 6 and 14 years. Part 5, the Union, Article 52 to 151. Chapter 1, the Executive, the President and Vice President, Article 52 to 73. Article 52, the President of India. Article 53, Executive Power of the Union. Article 54, Election of President. Article 55, Manner of Election of President. Article 56, Term of Office of President. Article 57, Eligibility for re-election. Article 58, Qualifications for elections as President. Article 59, Conditions of President's office. Article 60, Oath or affirmations by the President. Article 61, Procedure for impeachment of the President. Article 62, Time of holding elections to fill vacancy in the office of President and the term of office of person elected in field casual vacancy. Article 63, the Vice President of India. Article 64, the Vice President to be ex officio chairperson of the Council of State. Article 65, the Vice President to act as a President or to discharge his functions during casual vacancies in the office or during the absence of President. Article 66, election of Vice President. Article 67, time of office of Vice President. Article 68, time of holding elections to fill vacancy in the office of Vice President and the term of office of persons elected to fill casual vacancy. Article 69, oath or affirmations by the Vice President. Article 70, discharge of President's functions in other contingencies. Article 71, matters relating to or connected with the elections of a president or vice president. Article 72, power of president to grant pardons, etc., and to suspend, remit, or commute sentences in certain cases. Article 73, extent of executive power of the Union. Now, Council of Ministers, Article 74 to 75. Article 74, Council of Ministers to aid and advise President. Article 75, other provisions as to minister. The Attorney General of India, Article 76. Article 76, Attorney General of India. Conduct of government businesses, 77 to 78. Article 77, conduct of business by the Government of India. Article 78, duties of Prime Minister as respects the furnishing of informations to the President, etc. Chapter 2, Parliament General, Article 79 to 88. Article 79, Constitution of Parliament. Article 80, Compositions of the Council of States. Article 81, Compositions of the House of the People. Article 82, Readjustment after each census. Article 83, Duration of Houses of Parliament. Article 84, Qualification for Membership of Parliament. Article 85, Sessions of Parliament, Prorogations and Dissolution. Article 86, right of President to address and send messages to houses. Article 87, special addresses by the President. Article 88, rights of Minister and Attorney General as respects houses. Officers of Parliament, Article 89 to 98. Article 89, the Chairman and Deputy Chairman of the Council of States. Article 90, vacation and resignations of the removal from the office of the Deputy Chairman. Article 91, power of the Deputy Chairman or other person to perform the duties to the office of or to act as the chairman. Article 92, the chairman or the deputy chairman not to preside while a resolution for his removal from the office is under consideration. Article 93, the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the House of the People. Article 94, vacation and resignation of and removal from the offices or Speaker and Deputy Speaker. Article 95, power of the Deputy Speaker or other person to perform the duties of the office of or to act as speaker. Article 96, the speaker or the deputy speaker not to preside while a resolution for his removal from office is under consideration. Article 97, salaries and allowances of the chairman and deputy chairman and the speaker and the deputy speaker. Article 98, secretariat of parliament. Now, conduct of businesses, 99 to 100. Article 99, oath of or affirmations by members. Article 100, voting in houses, power of houses to act notwithstanding vacancies and quorum. Disqualification of members, Article 101 to 104. Article 101, vacations of seats. Article 102, disqualifications for membership. Article 103, decision on questions as to disqualifications of members. Article 104, penalty for sitting and voting before making oath or affirmations under Article 99 or when not qualified or when disqualified. Powers, privileges and immunities of Parliament and its members. Article 105, Article 106. Article 105, powers, privileges, etc. of the houses of the Parliament and of the members and committees thereof. Article 106, salaries and allowances of members. Legislative procedure, Article 107 to 111. Article 107, provision as to introductions and passing of bills. Article 108, joint sitting of both houses in certain cases. Article 109, special procedure in respect of money of bills. Article 110, definition of money bills. Article 111, assents to bill. Procedure in financial matters. Article 112 to 117. Article 112, annual financial statement. Article 113, procedure in parliament with respect to estimates. Article 114, appropriation bills. Article 115, supplementary, additional or excess grants. Article 116, vote on accounts, votes of credit and exceptional grants. Article 117, special provision as to financial bills. Procedure generally. Article 118 to 122. Article 118, rules for procedure. Article 119, regulations by law of procedure in Parliament in relation to financial businesses. Article 120, languages to be used in Parliament. Article 121, restrictions on discussions in Parliament. Article 122, courts not to inquire into proceedings of Parliament. Chapter 3, Legislative Powers of the President. Article 123. Article 123, power of President to promulgate ordinances during recess of Parliament. Chapter 4, the Union Judiciary. Article 124 to 147. Article 124, establishment and constitution of Supreme Court. Article 124A, National Judicial Appointments Commission. Article 124B, functions of commission. Article 124C, power of Parliament to make law. Article 125, salaries etc. of judges. Article 126, appointment of acting chief justice. Article 127, appointment of ad hoc judges. Article 128, attendance of retired judges as sitting of the Supreme Court. Article 129, Supreme Court to be a court of record. Article 130, seat of Supreme Court. Article 131, original jurisdictions of the Supreme Court. Article 132, appellate jurisdictions of Supreme Court in appeals from high courts in certain cases. Article 133, appellate jurisdictions of Supreme Court in appeals from high courts in regard to civil matters. Article 134, appellate jurisdictions of Supreme Court in regard to criminal matters. Article 134A, certificate for appeal to the Supreme Court. Article 135, jurisdictions and powers of the federal court under existing law to be exercisable by the Supreme Court. Article 136, special leave to appeal by the Supreme Court. Article 137, review of judgments or orders by the Supreme Court. Article 138, enlargement of the jurisdictions of the Supreme Court. Article 139, conferment on the Supreme Court of powers to issue certain writs. Article 139A, transfer of certain cases. Article 140, ancillary powers of Supreme Court. Article 141, law declared by Supreme Court to be binding on all courts. Article 142, enforcement of decrees and orders of Supreme Court and orders of as to discovery etc. Article 143, powers of Presidents to consult Supreme Court. Article 144, civil and judicial authorities to act in aid to the Supreme Court. Article 145, rules of court etc. Article 146, officers and servants and the expenses of the Supreme Court. Article 147, interpretations. Chapter 5, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. CAG. Article 148 to 151. Article 148, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Article 149, duties and the powers of Comptroller and Auditor General. Article 150, form of accounts and the union of the states. And Article 151, audit reports. Part 6 of Indian Constitution, the states. Article 152 to 237. Chapter 1, General. Article 152, definition. Chapter 2, the executive, the governor. Article 153 to 162. Article 153, governors of states. Article 154, executive powers of state. Article 155, appointment of governor. Article 156, term of office of governor. Article 157 Qualifications for appointment as governor. Article 158 Conditions of governor's office. Article 159 Oath or affirmations by the governor. Article 160 Discharge of the functions of the governor in certain contingencies. Article 161 Power of governor to grant pardons, etc., and to suspend, remit, or commute sentences in certain cases. Article 162 Extent of executive power of state. Council of Ministers. Articles 163 to 164. Article 163 Council of Ministers to aid and advise governor. Article 164 Oath provision as to minister. The Advocate General for the state. Article 165. Article 165 Advocate General of the state. Conduct of government businesses. Article 166 to 167. Article 166 Conduct of businesses of the government of a state. Article 167 Duties of Chief Minister as respects the furnishing of informations to governor, etc. Chapter 3 The State Legislature. Article 168 to 212. General. Article 168 to 177. Article 168 Constitutions of Legislature in States. Article 169 Abolition of creation of Legislative Council in states. Article 170 Compositions of the Legislative Assemblies. Article 171 Compositions of the Legislative Councils. Article 172 Duration of state legislatures. Article 173 Qualifications for memberships of the state legislature. Article 174 Sessions of the state legislatures, propagations and dissolutions. Article 175 Rights of governor to addresses and send messages to the house of the or the houses. Article 176 Special address by the governor. Article 177 Rights of ministers and advocate general as respects the houses. Officer of the state legislatures. Article 178 to 187. Article 178 The Speaker and the Deputy Speaker of the Legislative Assembly. Article 179 Vacation and resignations of and removal from the offices of the Speaker and Deputy Speaker. Article 180 Power of the Deputy Speaker or other person to perform the duties of the office of or act to as Speaker. Article 181 The Speaker or the Deputy Speaker not to preside while a resolution for his removal from office is under consideration. Article 182 The Chairperson and Deputy Chairman of the Legislative Council. Article 183 Vacation and resignation of and removal from the offices of Chairman and Deputy Chairman. Article 184 Power of the Deputy Chairman or other person to perform the duties of the office of or to act as Chairman. Article 185 The Chairman or the Deputy Chairman not to preside while a resolution for his removal from office is under consideration. Article 186 Salaries and allowances of the Speaker and Deputy Speaker and the Chairman and Deputy Chairman. Article 187 Secretariat of State Legislature. Conduct of businesses. Article 188 to 189. Article 188 Oath or affirmation by members. Article 189 Voting in houses, power of houses to act notwithstanding vacancies and quorum. Disqualification of members. Article 190 to 193. Article 190 Vacations of seats. Article 191 Disqualifications for membership. Article 192 Decision on questions as to disqualification of members. Article 193 Penalty for sitting and voting before making oath or affirmation under Article 188 or when not qualified or when disqualified. Powers, privileges and immunities of state legislatures and their members. Article 194 to 195. Article 194 Powers, privileges, etc. of the houses of legislatures and two of the members and committees thereof. Article 195 Salaries and allowances of the members. Article 196 Legislative Procedure. Article 196 to 1201 Legislative Procedure. Article 196 Provision as to introduce and passing of bills. Article 197 Restrictions on powers of Legislative Council as to bills others than money bills. Article 198 Special Procedure in respect of money bills. Article 199 Definition of money bills. 200 Assents to bills. 201 bills reserved for consideration. Now, procedures in financial matters, Article 202 to 207, Article 202, Annual Financial Statement, Article 203, Procedure in Legislature with respect to estimates, Article 204, Appropriation Bills, Article 205, Supplementary, Additional or Excess Grants, Article 206, Votes on Account, Votes of Credit and Exceptional Grants, Article 207, Special Provision as to Financial Bills, Procedure Generally, Article 208 to 212. Article 208, Rules of Procedure. Article 209, Regulation by Law of Procedure in the Legislature of the States in relation to financial businesses. Article 210, Languages to be used in the Legislature. Article 211, Restriction on discussions in the Legislature. Article 212, Courts not to inquire into proceedings of the legislature. Chapter 4, Legislative Power of the Governor, Article 213. Article 213, Power of Governor to promulgate ordinances during recess of legislature. Chapter 5, The High Courts in the States, Article 214 to 231. Article 214, High Courts for States. Article 215, High Courts to be courts of record. Article 216, Constitutions of High Courts. Article 217, Appointment and conditions of the office of a judge of a High Court. Article 218, Application of certain provisions relating to Supreme Court to High Courts. Article 219, Oath or affirmations by judge in High Courts. Article 220, Restrictions on practices after being a permanent judges. Article 221, Salaries etc. of judges. Article 222, Transfer of a judge from one high court to another. Article 223, Appointment of acting chief justice. Article 224, Appointment of additional and acting judges. Article 224A, Appointment of retired judges at sittings of high court. Article 225, Jurisdictions of existing high courts. Article 226, Power of high courts to issue certain writs. Article 227, Power of superintendence over all courts by the High Court. Article 228, Transfer of certain cases of high court. Article 229, Officers and servants and the expenses of high courts. Article 230, Extension of jurisdictions of high courts to the union territories. Article 231, Establishment of a common high court for two or more states. Chapter 6, Subordinate Court. Article 233 to 237. Article 233, Appointment of District Judges. Article 233A, Validations of appointments of and judgments etc. are delivered by certain district judges. Article 234, Recruitment of persons other than district judges to the judicial services. Article 235, Control over subordinate courts. Article 236, Interpretations. Article 237, Applications of the provisions of this chapter to certain class or classes of magistrates. Part 7th, the states in Part B of the first schedule omitted. Article 239, Part 8th, the Union Territories. Article 239 to 242. Article 239, Administration of Union Territories. Article 239A, Creation of local legislatures for or Council of Ministers or both for certain Union Territories. Article 239AA, Special Provisions with respect to Delhi. Article 239AB, Provisions in case of failure of constitutional machinery. Article 239B, Power of Administrator to promulgate ordinances during the recess of legislature. Article 240, Power of President to make a regulation for certain union territories. Article 241, High Courts for Union Territories. Article 242, omitted. Part 9 of Indian Constitution, the Panchayats. Article 243 to 243O. Article 243, Definition. Article 243A, Gram Sabha. 243B, Constitution of Panchayats. Article 243C, Composition of Panchayats. Article 243D, reservation of seats. Article 243E, duration of panchayats, etc. Article 243F, disqualification of for membership. Article 243G, powers, authority and responsibilities of panchayats. Article 243H, powers to impose taxes by the and funds of the panchayats. Article 243I, Constitution of Finance Commission to review financial position. Article 243J, audit of accounts of panchayats. Article 243K, elections to the panchayats. Article 243L, application to union territories. Article 243M, part not to apply to certain areas. Article 243N, continuance of existing laws and panchayats. Article 243O, bar to interference by courts in electoral matters. Part 9A of Indian Constitution, the municipalities, Article 243P to 243ZG. Article 243P, definition. Article 243Q, constitution of municipalities. Article 243R, compositions of municipalities. Article 243 S, constitution and composition of wards, committees, etc. Article 243T, reservation of seats. Article 243U, duration of municipalities, etc. Article 243V, disqualification for membership. Article 243W, powers, authority and responsibility of municipalities, etc. Article 243X, power to impose taxes by and funds of the municipalities. Article 243Y, Finance Commission. Article 243Z, audit of accounts of municipalities. Article 243ZA, elections of the municipalities. Article 243ZB, application to union territories. Article 243ZC, part not apply to certain areas. Article 243ZD, Committee for District Planning. Article 243ZE, Committee for Metropolitan Planning. Article 243ZF, continuance of existing laws and municipalities. Article 243ZG, bar to interference by courts in electoral matters. Part 9th B, Article 243ZH to 243ZT, cooperative societies. Article 243ZH, definition. Article 243ZI, incorporations of cooperative societies. Article 243ZJ, number and terms of members of board and its office bearers. Article 243ZK, election of members of board. Article 243ZL, suppressions and suspensions of board and interim management. Article 243ZM, audit of accounts of cooperative societies. Article 243ZN, convening of general body meetings. Article 243ZO, right of a member to get information. Article 243ZP, returns. Article 243ZQ, offences and penalties. Article 243ZR, application to multi-state cooperative societies. Article 243ZS, applications to union territories. Article 243ZT, continuance of existing laws. Part 10th of Indian Constitution, the schedule and tribal areas. Article 244 to 244A. Article 244, administrations of scheduled areas and tribal areas. Article 244A, formation of an autonomous state comprising certain tribal areas in Assam and creation of local legislature of Council of Minister or both therefore. Part 11, relation between the Union and the State. Article 245 to 263. Chapter 1, legislative relations. Article 245 to 255. Distribution of legislative power. Article 245, extent of laws made by Parliament and by the legislature of states. Article 246, subject matter of laws made by Parliament and by the legislature of states. Article 246A, special provision with respect to goods and service taxes. First, notwithstanding anything contained in Article 246 and 254, Parliament and subject to clause 2. The legislature of every state have power to make laws with respect to good and service tax imposed by the union or by such state. Second point, Parliament has exclusive power to make laws with respect to goods and services taxes where the supply of goods power to make laws with the supply of goods or of services or both take place in the course of interstate trade or commerce. Article 247, power of parliament to provide for the establishment of certain additional courts. Article 248, residuary powers of legislation. Article 249, power of parliament to legislate with respect to a matter in the state list in the national interest. Article 250, power of parliament to legislate with respect to any matter in the state list if a proclamation of emergency in a operation. Article 251, inconsistency between laws made by parliament under article 249 and 250 and laws made by the legislatures of state. Article 252, power of parliament to legislate for two or more states by consents and adoption of such legislation by any other state. Article 253, legislation for giving effect to international agreements. Article 254, inconsistency between laws made by parliament and laws made by the legislatures of state. Article 255, requirements as to recommendations and previous sanctions to be regarded as matter of procedure only. Chapter 2, administrative relations. Article 256 to 263, general. Article 256 to 261. 256 is obligation of states and the union. Article 257, control of the union over state in certain cases. Article 258, power of the union to confer powers etc. on state in certain cases. Article 258a, power of the states to entrust functions to the union. Article 260, jurisdictions of the union in relation to territories outside India. Article 261, public acts, records and judicial proceeding. Disputes relating to waters. Article 262, adjudications of disputes relating to waters or interstate rivers or river valleys. Coordination between states. Article 263, provisions with respect to an interstate council. Part 12 of Indian Constitution, Finance, Property, Contracts and Suits, Article 264 to 300A. Chapter 1, Finance, Article 264 to 290A. General. Article 264, Interpretations. 265, Tax not to be imposed save by authority of law. Article 266, Consolidated Funds and Public Account of India and of the states. Article 267, Contingency Fund. Distribution of revenues between the union and the states. Article 268 to 281. Article 268, duties levied by the union but collected and appropriated by the states. Article 269, taxes levied by the collected by the union but assigned off to the states. Article 269a, levy and collection of goods and service taxes in course of interstate trade or commerce. Article 270, taxes levied and distributed between the union and the state. Article 271, surcharge or certain duties and tax for purpose of the union. Article 273, grants in lieu of export duty on jute and jute products. Article 274, prior recommendations of President required to bill affecting taxations in which states are interested. Article 275, grants from the union to certain states. Article 276, taxes on professions, trades, callings and employments. Article 277, savings. Article 279, calculation of net proceeds, etc. Article 279a, Goods and Service Taxes Council. Article 280, Finance Commission. Article 281, recommendations to the Finance Commission. Now, miscellaneous finance provision. Article 282 to 291. Article 282, expenditure deferable by the union or a state out of its revenues. Article 283, custody etc. of consolidated funds, contingency funds and money credited to the public accounts. Article 284, custody of suitors, deposits and other money received by public servants and courts. Article 285, exemptions of property of the union from state taxation. Article 286, restrictions as to impositions of tax on the sale or purchase of goods. Article 287 exemptions from tax on electricity. Article 288 exemptions from taxations by states in respect of water or electricity in certain cases. Article 289 exemptions of property and income of a state from union taxation. Article 290 adjustment in respect of certain expenses and pensions. Article 298 annual payment to certain divestment funds. Okay, now next chapter 2, borrowing, article 292 to 293. Article 292, borrowing by the government of India. Article 293, borrowing by states. Chapter 3, property, contract, rights, liabilities, obligations and suits. Article 294 to 300. Article 294, succession of property, assets, rights, liabilities and obligation in certain cases. Article 295, successions to property, assets, rights, liability and obligation in other cases. Article 296, property acquiring by its or lapse or as a bona vacantia. Article 297, things of value within territorial waters or continental shelf and resource of the exclusive economic zone to waste in the union. Article 298, power to carry on trade, etc. Article 299, contracts. Article 300, suits and proceedings. Chapter 4, right to property. 300A, 300A, person not to be deprived of property save by the authority of law. Part 13 of Indian Constitution, trade, commerce and intercourse within the territory of India. Article 301 to 307. Article 301, freedom of trade, commerce and intercourse. Article 302, power of Parliament to impose restrictions on trade, commerce and intercourse. Article 303, restrictions on the legislative powers of the Union and of the state with regard to trade and commerce. Article 304, restrictions on trade, commerce and intercourse among states. Article 305, saving of existing laws and law providing for state monopolies. Article 307, appointment of authority for carrying out the purposes of Article 301 to 304. Part 14 of Indian Constitution, services under the Union and the State. Article 308 to 323. Chapter 1, services. Article 308 to 314. Article 308, interpretations. Article 309, recruitment and conditions of services of persons serving the Union or a state. Article 310, tenure of office of persons serving the Union or a state. Article 311, dismissals, removal or reduction in rank of persons employed in the civil capacities under the Union or a state. Article 312, all India services. Article 312A, power of Parliament to vary or revoke conditions of services of officers of certain services. Article 313, transitional provisions. Chapter 2, Public Service Commission. Article 315 to 323. Article 315, Public Services Commissions for the Union and for the states. Article 316, appointment and term of office of members. Article 317, removal or suspension of a member of a public service commission. Article 318, power to make regulations as to conditions of service of members and staff of the Commission. Article 319, prohibition as to the holding of offices by members of commissions on choosing to be such members. Article 320, functions of public service commissions. Article 321, power to extend functions of public service commission. Article 322, expenses of public service commission. Article 323, reports of public service commission. Part 14A of Constitution, elections. Article 324 to 329. Article 324. Article 14A, tribunals. Article 323A to 323B. Article 323A, administrative tribunals. Article 323B, tribunals for other matters. Part 15th, election. Article 324 to 329. Article 324, superintendence, direction, and control of elections to be vested in an election commission. Article 325, no persons to be ineligible for incursions in or to claim to be included in a special electoral roll on grounds of religion, race, caste, or sex. Article 326, elections to the House of the People and to the legislative assemblies of states to be on the basis of adult suffrage. Article 327, power of parliament to make provisions with respect to elections to legislatures. Article 328, power of legislature of a state to make provision with respect to elections to such legislature. Article 329, bar to interference by courts in electoral matters. Then part 16th of Indian Constitution, special provisions relating to certain cases. That is part 16. Article 330 to 342. Article 330, reservation of seats for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in the House of the People. Article 331, representations of the Anglo-Indian community in the House of the People. Article 320, 332, reservations of seats for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes in the legislative assemblies of the states. Article 333, representations of the Anglo-Indian community in the legislative assemblies of the state. Article 334, reservation of seats and special representations of to choose after certain period. Article 335, claims of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes to services and post. Article 336, special provision for Anglo-Indian community in certain cases. Article 337, special provision with respect to educational grants for the benefits of Anglo-Indian community. Article 338, National Commission for Scheduled Caste. Article 338A, National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. Article 338B, National Commission for Backward Classes. Article 339, control of the Union over the administration of scheduled areas and the welfare of scheduled tribes. Article 340, appointment of a commission to investigate the conditions of backward classes. Article 341, scheduled caste. Article 342, scheduled tribes. Article 342A, socially and educationally backward classes. Part 17th of Indian Constitution, official languages, Article 343 to 351. Article 343, language of the Union. Article 343 said that official language of the Union. Article 344, commissions or committee of parliament on official languages. Now, Chapter 2, regional languages, Article 345 to 347. Article 345, official language or languages of a state. Article 346, official language for communication between one state and another or between a state and the union. Article 347, special provision relating to language spoken by a section of the population of a state. Article 348. Now, Chapter 3, language of the Supreme Court, High Court, etc. Article 348 to 349. So, Article 348 said that language to be used in the Supreme Court and in the High Courts for acts, bills, etc. Article 349, special procedure for enactment of certain laws relating to language. Chapter 4, special directives. Article 350 to 351. Article 350, language to be used in representations for redress or grievances. Article 350A, facilities for instruction in mother tongue at primary stage. Article 350B, special officer for linguistic minorities. Article 351, directive for development of the Hindi language. Now, part 18th, emergency provision, 352 to 360. Article 352, proclamations of emergency.